Problem 13, triangle ABC and triangle XYZ are similar. Determine the perimeter of triangle XYZ. Well, again, since they're similar triangles, we can set up a proportion and solve. So, I want to first know where my corresponding sides are. Well, AB is my longest side on this triangle. And so it's going to correspond with the longest side on my second triangle. Y to Z is definitely longer than X to Y. So Y to Z will be my corresponding side to AB. And so now I need to look for values that I can use to set up a proportion. 4 and 6 look like good values because they are both corresponding sides to with their respective triangles. So 4 over 6, length of the smallest side on my small triangle, is proportional to the smallest side on my bigger triangle. The length of the longest side on my smaller triangle is proportional to the longest side on my bigger triangle. And since that's unknown, we'll call it X. So now we cross multiply to solve for X. 8 times 6 is 48. 4 times X, 4X. Divide both sides by 4 and we determine that X equals 12. Well, that gives me two sides, and we already know that my 4 over 6 ratio is not going to change because I still have a small side of 4 and a larger side of 6. And so now we just need to deal with this third unknown side. So equals the length of my middle length side on the small triangle over the length of my middle length side of a triangle on my bigger triangle. We'll call that Y. So again, we cross multiply. 6 times 6 is 36 equals 4Y. Divide by 4. Y equals 9. So now we have three sides on the larger triangle. And since we're looking for the perimeter at X, Y, Z, we add 6, 12, and 9 together. And we end up with 27 centimeters. Now, problems 14 through 22 request that you write the rule, and I'm going to require you to go back and look at your notes on that because if I just give you the answer, that's not going to help you to study. So you will want to look at your notes for problems 14 through 22 to go back and write those rules out. Make sure that you have them memorized before the test on Wednesday. 23 is some definitions that are beneficial for you to have known. And we've worked with them throughout this unit. So again, you're going to use your notes or you can use your books that you have taken home now to complete your definitions for the following terms. And 24 and 25 are something that's a little bit new to you this year, but you might start to see that next year and more so in high school. You're actually going to create and solve a problem that demonstrates an exterior angles theorem. So yes, now it is up to you to go back to your notes, recall what exterior angles theorem is, and then create a problem that models that. You also want to solve it because I'm going to be checking your solutions to make sure you've worked it out correctly. Then problem 25, you'll draw a set of parallel lines cut by a transversal, label two angles with an expression, and then solve for the measurement of all 8 angles. Those will be pretty obvious once you have cut your parallel lines by a transversal. You should be able to identify the measures of those angles using your definitions from the previous page. If you have any questions, we will go over them tomorrow in class, or Tuesday in class, or we will have another opportunity Wednesday morning during the early morning study session.